Today we are going to discuss the leader of opposition Rahul Gandhi's visit to US, how his 3-day visit has given BJP a bagful amount of points to target him. What were the major points he mentioned during his interview in US, and most importantly how he projected India on a global platform. So we have Pankaj Vora, sir, and I am Shiva Chitranshi, and you are watching the Sunday Guardian show. Sir, Rahul Gandhi has mentioned that there is less religious freedom in India, and people are often restricted from following religious activities. Unfair elections are also practiced in India, and there is no fear among the people who are doing corruption. So, what do you think that addressing religious freedom and unfair election would have narrated India weak or question its one and only asset that India is diverse in its nature?
That we live today in a very polarized world, and we have a very divisive society where there are differences on basis of caste, religion, and other things which have become a reality. And in this backdrop, certain statements get made, and in order to appreciate the statement, and its full dimensions, one has to always look at the backdrop. And therefore, in what context has Rahul made those statements is what we need to also see and watch very closely.
Okay, so my second question is to you is, has Rahul Gandhi brought a different India to Washington? Will his meeting and interaction in the US could impact India's domestic and international political dynamics?
The thing is that, there had been a convention and tradition that, no person or no leader who left the shores of India and went abroad would ever discuss domestic issues while on foreign soil. However, this convention was infringed when the Prime Minister, during his visit to the Madison Square Garden in New York and to Houston, had talked about domestic issues and had talked about political parties that existed and had formed the government earlier. So, when this happened, the opposition leaders also started talking about India when they were going abroad. And, as it is, when the forum of parliament, where there used to be a free exchange between the opposition and the treasury benches, has ceased to be there, in the sense that parliament gets disrupted on some count or the other, and there's no interaction and no exchange of views on vital issues in parliament. So leaders choose various outlets and various opportunities they get when to voice whatever is within them. Now, overall, it was never in the convention that domestic issues should be spoken about while on foreign visits, but this has become perhaps the norm.
I absolutely agree with you, sir. My next question with you is, what would you like to mention about his connection with Ian Umar? Recently, we have seen a lot of controversy going on his picture with her and all of it. So, what do you think?
Ilan Umar, he had met her. She was a part of a delegation. He did not meet her individually. The BJP is trying to give an impression that a person who was close to the Pakistanis and had, also perhaps used their good offices to visit the Pakistan-occupied Kashmir, is someone whom he had met. He did not meet her individually. She was a part of a delegation. And secondly, there I personally see no harm if anybody meets anybody, because, it is only through dialogue and negotiations that you get to know the other person's point of view, and it is only through dialogue and negotiations that you can make the other person come around to your way of thinking. Even in Gaza and Israel, where there's a war which is going on, efforts are being made for Hamas and the Israeli government to get together at the negotiating table so that some solution can be found. In Ukraine and Russia also, there are some back channel efforts being made so there can be, some solution. So if there is any meeting, and that too if it is in a delegation, I don't, add too much of importance to it unless, there is something very anti-national which has been discussed.
Very lightly said, sir. My next question with you is Rahul Gandhi mentioned that there's a fight whether a Sikh will be allowed to wear turban or their karas. What do you think about this comment?
Personally speaking, this was a totally avoidable comment, and he should not have talked about Sikhs, particularly because there's a big history the Congress has where the Sikhs were also at the receiving end. But now, since the relations are normal between the Congress and the Sikhs, Rahul should have avoided it. Having said that, what he said has been blown out of context. I personally think I don't hold any brief for Rahul Gandhi, but what he said was that in the manner in which the backdrop of divisive politics, it is possible that in future minorities, including Sikhs, will have difficulty in sticking to their rituals or to their dress codes, etc., while they are living out here, and because politics of majoritism is taking over, and that is what is happening, and constitutionally every person whoever lives in this country is equal and should have the right and liberty to practice whatever religion they have. What he stated, that Sikhs will not be allowed to wear a kada or a turban, is something which has been blown out of context. The essence of what he said is different than what has been projected.
Exactly, sir. Thank you, Pankaj sir. It was great having you, and your insights were great to hear.